My name's Kimberly Matthews. I'm a special education teacher for Detroit Public Schools. I started teaching in 2002. I started teaching students on the spectrum in 2007. Um, Now that you know a little about me, I was asked to share some information on how we work with students and their behaviors, some of our strategies. But most importantly, you really need to start before entering the classroom, before entering the school. So if you're a parent, if you're a caregiver, if you are an auntie and you want to help your niece or nephew, these are very, very important steps I would like for you to take. First of all, you need to contact the school, find out if you can come in for a visit to tour the school. And if that's possible, talk with the teacher, see if they will allow you to come into the classroom and show the student where they're going to hang their coats. They must always have their name and or picture located right at their locker. It's showing a little ownership. This is your locker. They should have their name or a picture at their desk. And when you're talking younger students, you're looking at possibly a cubby hole for a locker. But either way, they should have a place where their own personal things belong. And the reason I talk about that, because one of the biggest behaviors I've come across that's hard to deal with, if not taken care of early, is hoarding. Autistic students will hoard everything. Pieces of paper from a straw. They'll hoard food, wrappings. They'll hoard someone else's things. But if they know where this goes, after I eat my lunch, if I have leftovers, it goes into my locker, into my lunch pail, or into my cubbyhole. There's no bringing food back into the classroom to your desk. And you have to start from the very beginning. And there's no exceptions. You have to start in the very beginning. Very, very important. Following rules. First thing you go over is rules posted all around your classroom. And every day you have to go over those rules. And it may be the simplest rule, nothing major. You cannot bring food into your classroom. You cannot bring bottles of water to your desk unless everyone's participating in that. You have to keep your shoes on. You'll find their students, they don't want to wear shoes. You cannot carry your book bag to your desk. Simple rules that will be problematic if not addressed very, very early. Now, if the teacher will allow, see if you can use communication boards that they're already using in their classroom. Get a feel of what's being used. It may just be a communication board. I'm going to add some graphics and give you an idea. Because one of the biggest behaviors that you're going to have to deal with is how your student requests, because so many of them are nonverbal or limited. So in order to request what I want, what I need some type of communication board. It can be an iPad, a little more sophisticated, because your speech teacher has all the apps you'll ever need to create an iPad with the apps that's used to request water, to request food, I don't feel well, to request I'm tired. So those are the things that your speech teacher will work with you on. But we also do simple boards. It can just be a little notebook and you have pictures. I've taped pictures in with the sentence, I want some water. I have only used pictures and it's I want water. I'm hungry. I need to use the bathroom. They need to communicate. You can't just give it to them. You have to work with them on these communication boards. And everyone has to use the communication board in school, at home, at the lunch table. It's very, very important. And that's going to stop that behavior of acting out, because now I can communicate what I want. One of the other things, a lot of our schools we don't have gym class. We don't have dance class. We don't have art. So what I had to do, and what I still do, is incorporate my own activities throughout my day, because I'm self-contained. And more than likely, you are self-contained. And with that, I make my own schedule. I find an empty classroom in the building if possible. And I've been able to do it a few years now. And I turn that room into a yoga studio, a dance studio, aerobic studio, and if you need to, you can do an art studio. Because if nothing else, every single day, and this is going to stop acting out behaviors, they have to exert that energy. They have to have something around 11 o'clock where they're having a dance class. You might turn on Gracie's Corner and put on her aerobic workout. Those are the things that make a difference in your day. That's what's going to help your day and your students' day, be successful. So you're looking at yoga, you're looking at aerobic dancing, could just be jazz dancing, or just exercise. You should have at least one exercise from the school itself, but you work with and work out an activity every day on the schedule, because you have to follow the schedule. If you follow that student schedule, they know what to expect. You might get the whole hum, I don't want to do it, but they see their schedule, they touch their schedule, and they know this is what we're going to do today. That's every day. If the parents aren't on board, you can never be successful. You have to talk to them. You have to let them know you're there to help. I only want to help. I want to make sure your child is as independent as possible, and we have to start now and continue it. A lot of you will sit through IEPs, and when you sit through the individual plan, make sure everyone's present. Social worker, speech, if they get OT, occupational therapy, whatever services that student get, make sure they're there, because you want everyone on board. That we want to make sure this year is a good year for my students. It's very, very important. These are just a few things that can limit some of that negative behavior that you would be up against. Only thing else I'd like to talk about right now is that daily schedule. So we have a daily schedule. It's listed on the board. They come in the morning. Our students come in, they see that board. It's whatever day it is, Monday, whatever that schedule is there. And when we get together as a group, we touch the schedule. What's first hour? Breakfast. What's second hour? Gym. What's third hour? Reading fundamental. What's fifth hour? Lunch. What's next? We go through it so they know what to expect. They know what teacher, because the picture of the teachers that they're going to see, if it's not me, is on that board. That's very, very, very important. Now, relaxation time. By the time lunch gets here, they're cranky, they've had a nice lunch, they really don't realize it, but they need to calm down and they need to relax. That's when your yoga activity comes in. And Ms. Diggins is wonderful with the yoga class. So you can go online, you can put in yoga for young people, and they're going to give you different ideas, different levels of yoga, but try it and make it a daily after lunch relaxation time. Instead of just saying, put your head down, try the yoga activities. Those are perfect for our students, especially our young kindergarten through 5th, 6th grade. Now when you're talking about busing, Busing has to be the same every day, or you're up against a behavior from some autistic students that's uncontrollable. If I'm boarding a bus at 3:15 every day and something happens and I miss that 3:15 bus, there's students that can't handle that. So instead of waiting, make sure you know if that bus is on time. Make sure you know if it's going to be delayed, because at this point you need to start letting that student know your bus is a little late. We're going to look at the clock. The bus should be here by this time. It's just letting them know ahead of time, because if you don't, you're going to have a behavior that's out of control. It's not good for you, and it's not good for your student. So that same busing, arriving to school, they know where they go, they know the classroom, they know their locker, they know their desk. Just preparing them for that day. Now, all this should happen before the first day of school. So please contact the school system, contact their teachers, see if you can set up that early tour, and start using a calendar. Now, the calendar, their own personal calendar, is wonderful, because with their personal calendar, start checking off each day right now. And this is the 3rd of August. A line goes through the 3rd of August. But we have on their personal calendar all through the month up until the first day of school. But in your case, up until the first visit, the tour that you've already set up. So very important. And I don't have to go into a healthy meal, because I know you know how important it is for your child, your student, have a healthy meal. Okay, I think that's it. You can reach Ms. Matthews if you need to. KimberlyMatthews.com. I should mention that I wrote a book, and the book I wrote is my experience from teaching students on the spectrum. It's called Autism Beyond the Textbook, because I took classes, I went to Wayne State, I've got all my degrees, but it was nothing like having this experience and putting it on paper so that you can just kind of skip a few steps. It's very helpful. It's a short read, but it's packed with a lot of wonderful, helpful information. Thank you, and if you need to reach me, reach out. I'm here. Thank you.